We're heading into the 2017 AAC Cross Country Championships. Coach Crofford, talk about your ladies team heading into the meet and what you've seen from them so far this year.
Yeah, we're really excited. This year we've had so many good workouts, very consistent, and everybody's healthy. I think that's the biggest thing. So we're really excited, ready to get to Philly.
All right, and speaking of getting to Philly, sounds like it's a hilly course. How does that play out strategy-wise for your team and what you're looking for them to do to accomplish this year?
Yeah, I mean, every team has to face it. So I think we do have an advantage here in Cincinnati. We do have a lot of hills. We've tackled plenty of hills this year. We've done plenty of workouts where we've tackled the conditions and I guess footing that we might face out there. So I feel like we're as ready as we can be.
Coming off of last year, 6th place finish in the AAC, your best finish in program history in the conference, best since 2004. What kind of momentum did that build for you heading into this year?
Definitely a lot. We set the bar, and I think now that the team knows that they can be good and they can finish, in the top half of the conference, that's the goal again. It's to be even better than we were last year, and I've seen just the new fire from them this year, and I hope that we'll carry it into this weekend, and I actually know we'll carry it into this weekend, so I'm very excited.
And you have a very talented mix of both veteran and newcomers. Who are some of the ladies you feel that are going to be the ones that kind of lead the team this weekend?
Yeah, you might see we've had a lot of new faces this year. We're actually only going to return 3 of our top 5 from last year. Madison Dunlap, one of our seniors, has really stepped it up this year. I expect her to kind of be up front there. Hannah Markle as well, one of our sophomores, and then Sam McCool, she led us at pre-nats, one of our freshmen. Really excited to see what she does. And then we have a whole bunch of seniors and juniors that can kind of step up and come into play as well.
Coach Burroughs, heading into the AAC Championships, just talk about the season so far for your guys leading up to this point and how you've seen them progress to prepare for this weekend.
So yeah, the season got off to a slow start. You had those slower earlier season races, short course races, and then we get into the longer races, traditional racing, later second half of the season. It's great to see some of the newcomers kind of emerge into a greater role into the team. And then, as the season evolves, you see different kids kind of come into different roles and you weren't necessarily expected earlier on. Guys that came into your top 7 at the end of the season that weren't necessarily supposed to be there in the top 7. So it's great to see the evolution of the season as it goes from beginning to now to the postseason.
And speaking of some of those guys, we've seen a few of them climb up. Ryan Gunther had a really good race at pre-nats. Nick Grismer's been the top of the lead for you guys in a couple races. Just talk about some of the impact a few of those guys have made for you this year.
Yeah, Nick's kind of always been there, always been factoring to things. It's great to see him in the last couple races be our number 1 guy. As you mentioned about Ryan, shocker, a couple weeks ago, that's a guy we weren't necessarily expecting to factor into our top 5. And it was a pleasant surprise to see him come along so strong at the end of the season now.
Okay, being in Cincinnati, kind of a hilly terrain here, heading to Philadelphia, Belmont Plateau, a little hilly as well. How do you feel your training in this environment will help your team for Saturday's meet?
Yes, Belmont Plateau and Cincinnati, both hilly areas. We'll have no problem tackling hills. It's something that we deal with on a daily basis. We feel pretty confident as far as the elevation change that we're going to see this weekend that we'll be able to handle that.
And finally, it's an expanded league this year with Wichita State joining the league. How does a deeper field play into how you feel your team will do stacking up against Wichita State, Tulsa, the other teams of that nature?
So Wichita State does add another wrinkle into it. You think you have all the other teams figured out and you got this newcomer arriving to the scene. I guess over time we'll get to know kind of who they are as a program and their strengths and weaknesses. But having another great team in the conference just only elevates the American.